This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the session that is Big Data Masters program. Yesterday, we have discussed about functions in detail, functions and certain other topics with respect to our Python journey, and we were able to, you can say, write down certain codes as well. Moving further, what we are going to see in our today's session, that will be the first topic, anonymous function. Anonymous function. So a function without name is called anonymous function. Anonymous function. And friends, it will be utilized a lot in your Pyspark journey. Basically, inside the Spark, we are going to utilize it heavily. So you need to pay attention over here how you are going to define a anonymous function and how you can leverage it inside the coding. The basic syntax in order to define a anonymous function, that is it is declared with the name of lambda. Then you need to just give arguments, and then you will be having the expression. This is the simple syntax in order to declare anonymous function. Over here, we are not having any name. Just we have utilized the keyword lambda and pass the arguments and uh, expression, and we will be able to perform our operations. Just have a look. So I just want to perform the square of a number. So what I am going to square root, square of a number, and how I can do it with the help of lambda function. I just need to utilize this one. So lambda, and then what I am going say, with respect to the argument, I'm passing say number and and expression, what it will be, uh, like num into 22. This is like in order to get the square root of a square of a number. You can utilize say num1, num2, whatever you want to have. You can do with this particular you can say syntax. And over here we are not having a name, and we will be just able to get the outcome in this particular way. So how we will be able to get, so we can pass it to a particular variable, say square, and we can print the square and print square. So just square, and we can pass any number over here. So this is the argument that we need to have for this particular function, and we can pass it in this particular variable. We can pass it, this is the variable basically. So we will be able to get the outcome with respect to this. Just have a look. So let me try to paste it over here. Square and lambda, num is a particular, you can say, argument that I have passed, and what I want, num multiply, you can say, cross 2. So this is like the way how to get the square of particular number, or num into num you can do in that particular way as well. So that what I'm able to get, like 25. So in this particular way we will be able to get the outcome. Over here the benefit is like uh, there is no need to define a particular function, and it is uh, going to increase the modularity of a particular code. Modularity means like if certain things are not utilized too much heavily, so the with the help of anonymous function we can use it. And what I have mentioned, anonymous functions are utilized heavily in the world of Pyspark. So inside Pyspark, we will be going to utilize these particular function, anonymous functions basically. And at that moment, you will be able to recall that like what we have learned. So just with respect to this one only, try to write a program for me to calculate the sum of two number. Sum of two numbers. Two numbers. How we can write with the help of anonymous function. Previously, we have written it with the help of uh, normal functions. We have declared a function name sum and then passed two arguments inside the function, and then inside the function shoot we have uh, performed the expression and all, like we have moved in this particular way. Let me write it down over here. Say we have defined a particular function def, say sum, we have passed two variables, say x, y, and then what we have written, say return x plus y. Okay, so that is, and then we call this particular function and passed two variables 3 and 5, and we have printed it. So this was the normal way in order to get the outcome with normal function. But how you can do it with anonymous function? Just try to write it down and share the result with me, all of you. The requirement is clear, huh? Lambda a plus b. Okay, so Vandana has shared. Vandana has shared this one. What about others? Shivam, Rohit, Rahul, Anurag, Gaurav, Rajbabu. Guys, are you clear with the requirement? Rohit, Shivam,
Yeah, sir,
Rajbabu.
understanding.
These, yeah, these particular things will be utilized a
Yes,
lot
sir.
inside the world of Spark, what I'm telling. So you need to pay attention and you need to be interactive. You need to participate inside the hands-on practice. Rohit, okay, almost the same. Okay. So Rohit and Shiva, Manurag. Mhm. So all of you has provided the almost the same outcome, like which Vandana has shared. Now, moving further, this lambda function is utilized with higher order functions. Okay, it is playing you can say critical role once we are mapping it with the help with higher order functions. Then we are able to get the outcome. Let me take certain examples and let me first write it down. So, lambda functions are utilized with higher order functions like map, reduce, and filter. Okay, so how you will be able to utilize, say I'm having certain students, student students, and say let me uh, take from this particular session only. Say Shivam is there, Rohit is there, Anurag is there, and say Gaurav is there, Vandana is there, and Rahul. Okay, so these are the students, and let me try to create a list, and then say I'm going to mention say age. So say I'm just mentioning rough age. Say Shivam age of say 25. Say Rohit is of say 6. Anurag say 34. Say Gaurav say 7. Say Vandana 6. And Rahul say 28. Okay, so this is these are certain you can say rough values which I have mentioned over here. So student as a list, it is having certain you can say elements. So in this particular from this particular list, what I'm going to utilize in this particular list, I'm going to utilize the higher order function. So higher order functions like map, reduce. We are having other functions as well. Say uh, sorted. Okay, map, reduce, sorted. A lot of you can say higher order functions are there. Now I'm going to say student sorted. I'm going to declare a variable sorted, and I'm going to utilize sorted keyword, and then students students students. Just try to focus over here, then I will explain it. Let me try to complete it. Students, then key equal to lambda, and I can have say x colon x of 1 1 and then print sorted. Let me try to copy and paste it over there. Okay, so what you are able to see over here, we have defined a particular list, and the list is having name and age of the student. Shivam 25, Rohit 36, Anurag 34. In this particular way, I have mentioned the age of these particular students. Now, I have utilized the sorted, that is the higher order function, and inside the student, I have this is key and this is value. This is key and this is value. So, uh, from the from this particular, you can say, from this particular list, I have captured the value. Say if I'm passing, so what will be happening? It is going to take inside the lambda function what will be happening. So it is going to take one element of this particular list. So it is going to take, say, this particular this is first one element, this is second element, this is third element. Then x colon x of 1, x of 1. So once I'm going to take this particular element, this is the zeroth element in so in the first, you can say, selection, it is going to select this one, and from this one it is going to select x of 1. So x of 1 is what? 25. So it is going to select 25, 36, 34, okay, 37, 26 and 28. In this particular way, it is going to select these particular value. The lambda function is going to select these particular values, and then what I'm going to do, I am going to short, I have applied sorted over here, then it is going to short it, and then I'm going to print the, and that will be, you can say, passed to this particular, you can say, student sorted, and I'm able to get the final outcome. Sorry, say the sorted outcome. Are you able to understand? Just have a look onto this particular code. I have just declared a particular list and then applied the sorted function, higher order function with the lambda one. Inside the lambda, I'm going to select the first element of each and every, you can say, element. Once you can, so it is going to, list is having multiple elements. From this particular list, once it is taking first element of the list, so it will be, say, Shivam 25. So from Shivam 25, I'm selecting 25 only. Then Rohit 36, so I'm selecting 36 only. On to this, what I'm doing, i'm doing I'm applying sorted. So the sorted is applied, then student, and then sorted will be my outcome with respect to this particular code. Just have a look and ask if you are having any doubt.
So in this Shivam and 25, so Shivam is a key and 25 should be value like this, or it's 25 is a key.
So it depends. It depends. So
But how it is taking the value 25 as a key?
based upon this particular indexing, based upon this particular indexing, what I told, like this is one element, okay, and inside this we are having. So if we talk this, let me mention in this particular way. So in student, student, and say 0. So what is it is going to print? What it is going to print?
Shivam.
No, Shivam 25.
Shivam full, yeah, full Shivam 25.
Okay, this is zeroth index, this is first index, this is second index. Then I am getting Shivam 25. So from Shivam 25, I'm selecting x of 1. That means like 25 is being selected. I'm not selecting 20, Shivam. So in this particular way, I have selected all the age of all the from all the students. Then 25, 36, 34, 37, 26, and 28. In this particular way, having the age, then it will be shorted, and I will be able to get the final outcome. Right,
Okay,
Faiz?
if I
Are
want to
you
select only Shivam, then we need to select x of 0.
zero, 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 zero?
Yeah, only Shivam. So 1 means 25 is the second element that we are selecting.
Okay, we can try to do this as well.
So it will select
So it
only
will
Shivam,
sort alphabetically. It will sort alphabetically then. Just have a look.
alphabetically.
Anurag, Gaurav, Rahul, Rohit, Shivam, Vandana. Right?
Right. It means it's taking first element of that first data
That's what I have
and then
explained, na.
return.
That's
Right.
what I have explained. So from this particular lambda expression, I'm selecting this element 25 only. Okay, so inside this particular, this is the zeroth element, this is first, this is second. Okay, and from these particular element, this is say x of 0. This is, if I'm talking about list, x of 0, x of 1, x of 2, x of 3. Once, like I'm going to further segregate it, so this is like first element, axiom 25, and inside this, like this is sub part, and this is the second sub part. You Once we are going through with RDs, then you will be able to have the more understanding. So over there, say if we are having this particular list, so we can take this one as well. So this is the list, and inside Scala, what we have seen, probably who have attended the previous session, so Scala session basically. So inside the Scala, the indexing was like this, say x dot one, x dot one. Okay, so this is say first one. This is x dot two, second one. This is third. This is fourth. I'm just taking giving you rough idea what is happening with respect to indexing. Now this is this complete is x1. So inside this, the Shivam is x dot, the position of the indexing for Shivam is x dot 1 dot 1, and for 25 x dot 1 dot 2. Okay, this is for Shivam and this is for 25. In the same fashion, x dot 2, this will be say Rohit. For Rohit, it will be x dot 2 dot 1. Okay, and for 36, x dot 2 dot 2. Okay, and suppose like we are having certain other stuff in this particular list. Say Shivam is further having certain other values. Say Shivam, and over here it is like this. Say Ram. So Ram. Now the indexing, what it will be? Ram. So these are two elements. In this particular case, x dot 1 dot 1 is this one. Okay, x dot 1 dot 1, and x dot 1 dot 2 is this one, Rama. Inside this, x dot 1 dot 1 dot 1, this will be Shivam, and x dot 1 dot 1 dot 2, this will be 25. Are you able to understand? Indexing part,
Yes.
all of you. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so this is nothing but indexing, how we are able to fetch a particular element from the list. Okay, although like I have taken dot over here, but in actual underscore is utilized inside Scala. Let me try to show you uh, Scala indexing sequence with example. So in the same fashion, we have utilized it inside Python. Not indexing. I'm just giving you certain idea. Mhm. Fetching items from list in Scala. Example. Probably at this moment we will get. Mhm. Mhm. List examples. Columns and subcolumns. Sub elements. Huh? Probably over here. Mhm. Let me try to share Scala data frame. Okay, so just have a look over here. X dot underscore one. So say whatever the data that is available inside the X, so we are selecting its first element over here. So in the same fashion over here, what we are going to do, we are selecting the first element, first element, and let me quote the example. Mhm. This will be perfect one. So I need to search data.txt and it is available. See big data spark 20. Search data.txt. So this is just have a look, friends. This is the data that I'm having, like big, best big data Hadoop Spark training. This is certain data. I'm just sharing you an example, and over here, like what I have done, I have splitted it based upon the space. So once I'm splitted it, going to perform the splitting. Let me take this particular line. So let me take this particular line. So best big data Hadoop training, Spark training. So once I'm going to split it based upon the space, if like this is having one element, this is the this complete line is one element at this moment. Once I'm going to split it based upon the space, so it will be best big. So now I will be having multiple elements. Try to just try to understand what is the meaning of indexing over here. So we are having multiple elements. Now what I have done over here, I have done splitting, so uppercase to lowercase. Okay, so each and everything is in lowercase, so that is in fine. That is fine. So this is not making any sense. Now I'm going to map x comma one. So this I'm going to take one element and this is x, and what I'm going to perform x comma 1. So if it is x, so I will be getting x comma 1. Okay, so I am applying the map function over here. So the outcome is this one, x. In the same fashion, like I will be getting big big one. Okay, and then data 1. I'm just applying one onto the entire data. It is going to select this particular entire, you can say, data that I'm having and applying the function that I am willing to, that I have, I'm going to apply over here. So best one, big one, data one, that is there with respect to this particular operation. Let me try to mention over here. So first one, like splitting is done onto X, and splitting is done based on the space. If I'm passing x, so x dot split based upon the space. So once data is splitted, then I'm getting this particular outcome. Then uh, with respect to, like another, you can say higher order function map, and x tends to x comma 1. If I'm applying, if I'm passing x, so in this particular case, each and every element will be acting as x. So this one is x, and what I'm getting x this x comma 1, that is best one. This is x, so big one, data one. In this particular way, I will be able to get the outcome. Now that is fine. Now like x plus y, so with respect to the lambda, so it will be say x comma y and colon x plus y. So that is with respect to say lambda function I have applied the function, if I'm passing x and y. So in this particular, you can say data, okay, in this particular data, this this is, you can say, first element, this is second, this is third, this is fourth. So it will be, you can say, it is going to take, you can say, these two element at a one go. This is x in this particular case, and this is y. Okay, and then it is going to perform x plus y. Yeah. Now, over here, like this is the word count program, and sorting will happen, and all the keys will be placed in a, you can say, all keys will be placed, and then x and y will be added up. So let me try to mention over here. So say best one. Let me try to add certain row data over here for the understanding perspective. So what this reduce by key is doing, reduce by key is like sorting the data which is of same type, and it is going to place in this particular way. Say best one, best one, best one, best one, best one. So we are having best one, these are the data, like say in my complete search data.txt, these are the keywords for best. And I, once I have sorted it, I am able to get these particular keywords. Best one. So what I need to do, I need to calculate the frequency of each and every word. This was an example which has been quoted in that, in this particular code, that is uh, word count program, or calculation of frequency of a particular word. So in this particular data which is over here inside the search.txt, we are going to calculate the frequency. So in order to calculate the frequency, certain, you can say, splitting has been done, and we have created, we have, you can say, converted into the words, like lines has been converted into words. Then on each and every word, one is mapped. Once we are having mapped, then sorting is happening, and once the sorted outcome is there, then I will be able to say, get, say, best one. These are the keywords, these are the words for with respect to, you can say, best. Now this particular, you can say, function, reduce by key is a function over here which is utilized. So what this particular function is doing, so it is going to, you can say, fix the key and apply sum onto the values. So it is going to take x, this particular, you can say, variable, and y, this particular variable, so x plus y. So at this moment best will be 2. In this particular way, say best is, say, 4. Best is 4. Now just have a look, you need to, you can say, do the sorting. Now best equal to best 4, and key and value, this is key and value pair. Key and value. Okay, so with respect to this particular data, best comma 1, say best 4 is there, this is, you can say, key and value pair in this particular, in this particular data. Say this is, if this is x underscore 1, this will be x underscore 2. So over here just try to have a look. So the position has been changed in order to do the sorting. X dot underscore 2, x dot underscore 1. So why this sorting has been done over here? Because like he, the, you can say, user wants to get the word which is having the highest frequency, the highest count. And the key, based upon the key, if we are going to short, then the data will be look like this, what we are able to get over here. So if we are going to short with respect to the keys, okay, not value, if we are shorting it with respect to keys, then it will be at alphabetically sorted, and we don't want to have the outcome which is sorted alphabetically. We want to have the data which is sorted based upon the value. Okay, so it will depends upon us. Rohit, I think you were asking like which one is key, which one is value. So based upon our requirement we can change the position. Okay, say if like we want to short it based upon the, well, even we can interchange the key and value as well programmatically, right? Say if you want like best as a key, then you can or best as a value, then you can say change the position. Say if this one is your x, if best is if this one is your x, or say keyword, this is the keyword. So inside this keyword, what you are going to do, keyword colon keyword, and say that is 1 comma keyword 0. Okay, so at this moment what will be the outcome? It will be 1 and best, 1 comma best, right? Rohit, I think you were asking, Rohit, is it fine, I think Rohit is not there, Okay, so let me repeat it once again what I want to say. So, friends, what I have done over here, I have declared a list which is having the student name and age. And what I want to do, I want to short it based upon the age. I want to short students based upon age. So, the higher order function shorted is applied over here. Shorted is going to perform the shorting of this particular data. Okay, and I need to decide based upon which, you can say, column, or based upon, not column, based upon which element I need to do the shorting. So inside this particular data, okay, inside this particular data, if I'm passing this as x, this is x. Okay, and I'm going to short based upon what? If I'm going to short based upon zeroth element, then it will be alphabetically shorted. Or if I'm going to short it based upon the first element, so it will be shorted based upon the age. So lambda x colon x of 1 or x of 0, that is as per our choice. If we want to short alphabetically, then x of 0, that is the this particular position, and we have seen it over here as well, if we are typing student, then student Shivam is there, Shivam colon 25, okay. So in this particular way we need to decide like on which, you can say, on which element I need to do the shorting. So lambda, so I am going to short, say, based upon, say, name. So based upon name, so I need to just pass 0. If I need to short based upon age, so I need to pass x of 1. So once I'm going to pass x of 1, so it is going to like have this particular value. Okay, 25, 36, and 34, and based upon that it is going to short and share the outcome with me, say 25, 26, 28, 34, 36, 37, whatever. So we are able to get the outcome. Are you able to clear with example, if you are having any doubt, just ask. And don't think like it is the weird question, or like it is not as per the context, just ask whatever is there in your mind,
No, no, got it.
Okay, let me take it in this way. Let me try to mold it a little bit more. So, let me try to apply a filter x of 1 greater than 30, x of 1 greater than 30. Sorry. no need to have in this particular way. So student shorted to this. I can have apply filter filter just a minute. Let me have shorted and apply shorted over here. So, and onto this I can apply say onto this I can apply this and change the name filter. And I can print both of these two, student shorted and student filtered. This filter lambda x of 1 looking fine greater than 30 student shorted. Let me try to run it and then I will explain. Okay. So now just have a look. So this was with respect to our previous operation, and student shorted is having this much of data that we are having, and this is nothing a list. So onto this particular list I have applied the filter, and what I'm passing, like I'm passing this, say shivam 25. This is this has been passed, and from the shivam 25, like I'm taking the first element and checking if this particular element is greater than 30, okay, or not. If that is I'm just trying to filter, like whatever is there in this student shorted, I'm just going to apply a filtration onto that. So it is going to check it, this particular student shorted, check the first element of each and every, you can say, list, and then provide the output. So whatever is there who are having age greater than 30 will be listed over here. So in this particular way, like we are going to say further utilize the anonymous functions. Just have a look and ask if you are having any doubt. Just have a look. It is just you can say you just need to think in this way, like this is a complete list. Once we are you can say applying the lambda function, so we are passing this as a element. This is the single element, and from this we are going to perform the addressing. So indexing basically. So shivam, this is the zeroth index, and 25, this is the first index. So I need to do the sorting based upon the first index. You can do sorting based upon the zeroth index as well. Okay, and if you apply 0 over here, so probably it will throw error, like string colon all, like not spotted between instance of string and integer. So it will throw error. Basically it is checking names, and on names we will not be able to utilize this greater than operator, right? Let me ask by name. So Gaurav, is it clear with
Right,
you?
right, right.
Gaurav, Anurag, Vandana, guys, be interactive. If you are not able to get, then please ask. These particular things will be utilized a lot in Spark, and we can further, you can say, if you don't want to go with this particular, you can say, operation, you just want to do the filtration. You have this particular, you can say, list. You can pass this particular list over here, students. Okay, instead of this student shorted, and at this moment as well, you will be getting, what is the issue? Student shorted. Okay, print. We are trying to print something. Okay, at this moment as well, we will be able to get the same outcome. Just what we have used filter. Okay, and what we have given x, and we are applying filtration on x of 1 and checking if it is greater than 30. That is fine, and we are able to get the outcome. Rahul, Singh, Raj Babu, Shivam.
Yes, sir, it's
Confusing, huh?
fine.
Is it confusing? Gaurav, Vandana, Anurag.
Yes.
Confusing, huh? Or are you able to get it, huh?
Yes, sir. Confusing, but something some good now.
Ha, 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 ha. Okay.
Uh, actually, you are saying that x colon x of 1 or 0 means when we are discussing x of x colon x, then it is taking to the
Hmm.
Rohit, Shivam or these elements. And when
Hmm, hmm.
we are defining x of 1, then it is taking the age of those persons.
Indexing, na? X of 0, Shivam, X of 1,
X of 0
this
Shivam, x of
25.
1.
Yes, and this, like, it is going to take each and every element as X. So in this particular list, this is X. Okay, this is X. This is X. Huh? So it is
Yes,
going
this
to
is x.
take. It is, yes, it is going to apply function on each and every element. And what is X in this particular case? This Shivam 25. So it is going to check
Yeah.
Shivam 25. Okay, let me take another example. Huh? So we are having list 1. Okay, and it is having certain elements, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6. We are having another list, that is say list 2, and this is having certain elements, say 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and say 70. So these are certain elements in this particular list. So just uh, try to use lambda function in order to provide me the sum of these two lists. How I will be able to get the sum of these two lists with the help of lambda function? Are you going to perform? Are you going to check with the help of lambda function?
I think no.
No. So how we can do it? Let me give you a hint. Map will be utilized over here. Okay. So map will be utilized. Let me try to mention. So result, what it will be in this particular case. I'm going to take list as an output, and I'm going to map and say lambda, and what it will be taking x comma y, and it will be giving x plus y. And what will be the input? Input, it will be list 1 and list 2. It will be input. Let me check it. We are having two lists. Okay, lambda x plus y. So x y x y. Okay, so x plus y, x comma y, x plus y, that is fine. And taking list 1 and list 2. Okay, that is fine. So let me try to copy it over here. So if you definitely friends, lambda functions are a little bit confusing, to be very frank. At the first go, these particular things will not come in your mind. It will take some time. No need to worry. Just try to do practice more and more. These particular things will be utilized. Okay. So we need to focus. We need to pay attention. So list 1 is having these particular elements, list 2 is having these particular elements, and what I want to perform the sum of these two lists based on the lambda function. So inside the lambda, what I'm going to do, lambda x and y. So uh, at this moment, how the functioning will happen once I'm going to use the map function. So over here, what we have seen inside the word count program, like I have given you certain insight. Say x plus y is also here. So x plus y. So how x plus y is happening, is functioning over here. So it is going to take the key and work onto the values. But in this particular case, key and value concept is key concept is not there. We are having values only. So once I'm going to utilize this lambda function, so it is going to map list element list 1 x. Okay, so this is the x element, this is y element, and what is it is going to perform x plus y. So 1 plus 20 it will be performed, 2 plus 30 it will be performed, 3 plus 40 it will be performed, 5 plus 50 it will be performed, 6 plus 60, and 7 plus 7. Oh, okay, 6 plus 60, 1 2. Okay, 1 plus 20, 30.
Four is
We have
missing.
left something. 30, 40, 50.
Four,
1
four.
2 3 4. My mistake, friends. So 4 5 6 17. Okay, so in this particular lambda expression, lambda functioning, the first element will be x, and inside the second element, the first element will be y. Okay, and once I'm going to perform x plus y, so I will be able to get 21. In the same fashion, 32 and all. So the functioning will be happening in this particular way. If I am having two lists, so it is taking say x from this particular list and y from this particular list. Okay, and if I'm having single lists only, then it is going to take first element, that is x only. But if we are having certain other elements, say other elements, say x comma 1 comma 1, in this particular way. So definitely, like, this is the zeroth index. On zeroth index we are having two values. Okay, we are having two values, so some indexing will came into the picture at this moment, and that's what we have utilized over here. Okay, so this is a x, so x of 1, x of 0, x of 1, x of 0, x of 1, in this particular way. So over here we are having first only, so 1 2 3 4 5, and let me try to print the result. Print result. Oh, okay, so 21 to 32, 43, 54, that is nothing but the sum of two lists. Now, now try to filter. In this particular, we are having a list. We are having a particular list. So this is a list, and from this, uh, try to uh, filter even numbers. Try to filter even numbers, and I think you can do it. Try to filter even numbers from this particular list, and it will be, you need to utilize this particular function. Let me try to map it for you. Okay, you can take this particular stuff as a reference and try to write down the code for me. We are having a list that is having certain numbers, and we need to identify, okay, this all are the even numbers, say 45, say 59, 75, 21. Okay, try to find out, try to filter out the even numbers from this particular list. This will be taken as a reference. Try to do this. If you do it by yourself, then things will be more clear. Gaurav, Anurag, Vandana, Shivam, Raj Babu, Rahul Singh, Rohit, are you clear with requirement?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Try to be interactive. Like, I can share recordings, so there's no mean of recordings. So if we are having online session, so try to be interactive. If you are not able to get anything, then please ask, raise your voice. This is the simple one. Probably you will be able to do this.
Oh, excuse me, sir. Can you explain list function? What is
This
the use
list,
of list? No, in the bottom line where we are using list before filter, the
actually
keyword
filter
list before
is,
filter.
yeah. Okay, so we just want to have the outcome as a list. You can leave it if you don't want to have the outcome as a list. You want to club the entire output.
Yes, actually I didn't put
Okay.
list in front, then it gave me some hexacode.
Yeah, so that's why like we want to club the entire output in the list. We This is something like we are storing our outcome somewhere. In which format? In the form of list, and that is like say it can be you can say taken in this particular way. You can define, you can say a student filter as a list, blank list somewhere, and then you can say student filter is a list. You can say you can do in this particular way as well, list. Okay, and then you just utilize, you leave it without this. You can just pass this particular variable and it will be given to this blank list, and then you will be able to print it, right? We just want to have the output as a list. We are clubbing the output in a list, so that's why like we have mentioned it as a list, right? That is nothing but variable declaration, variable output declaration in which format we want to have. So Vandana and Rahul has shared the code. That is fine now, it will work. What about others? Rohit, Gaurav, Anurag, Shivam, Raj Babu. And meanwhile, guys, you can do, say, I'm having certain fruits, and say fruits. say apple and banana. This is a list that I'm having. Say cherry and say orange. Orange. So this is a list what I'm having, and I want to sort the fruits based upon the length of these particular fruits. Like apple, that is say five letters are there, so length is 5. Banana, 6 letters are there. Cherry, 5 letters are there. Let me take one or more, say fruit, say date. So 4 letters are there. Orange, 6 letters are there. So I just want to short it based upon the length of this particular uh, length of each and element. So how we will be able to short it? So length is a function that you need to utilize over here. So try to do it with the length. Length is the inbuilt function, so you can utilize that one. Even
What is
number.
the question again? Can you come?
The question is like I'm having a certain fruits, and I just want to short based upon the length of the fruit. Say apple is of say 5 letters, date is of 4 letters. So date will be, you can say date will come first, then apple, then banana, cherry, based upon the length of the letters which we are having in these particular fruits, right? Are you able
Okay.
to get
Okay.
then I'm sharing certain examples to have the better clarity, or to have good hands-on on numbers. Sorry, on anonymous functions. It 10, 5, 50, 3, 12, 48. Okay, these are certain numbers, and find the maximum number from this particular list. Find the max number. Max number. So for this, max is the function that you can utilize. Hmm. So those who have done with this, you can say list filtration, they can move with this particular example or exercise, that is the length of fruit. We just need to filter. We just need to, you can say, filter based upon the length of fruit. We need to, you can say, short based upon the length of the fruit. So length function will be utilized over there. And let me give you an hint. A hint. Okay. So shorted. Hint. This is the hint that you can utilize. Okay. So hint, student shorted student, then key. Okay, lambda and length of x. So apple length, banana length, and based upon this, like the shorted will be applied. Try to do this. Rohit, Rahul, Vandana. So Vandana has done. That is perfect one. What about others? So Vandana, proceed with the next one. Find the max number from this particular list. So for this, in order to identify the maximum number, so if I'm applying lambda function like lambda x, so lambda x, so I need to check it with entire x. So lambda x colon x, that will be with respect to the lambda function. So that will be a hint for this particular question for identifying the maximum number from a given list. So lambda x colon x, so it is going to check with entire, you can say, list, and whatever is the maximum, that will be based upon this maximum function, and I will be able to get it. Rest thing, like these particular things will remain same. Just try to do this. So Raj Babu Soni and Rohit, to like SH cake, apple, banana, is this an output? What is this particular
Yeah,
stuff?
this is output. Yeah, I just try to do some other letters, so they are working.
Okay. Got you. Mhm. So fruits, Raj Babu Soni has given apple, banana, length of x, shorted. That is fine, Raj Babu. So move with the next one. And Anurag, like, why have you written like even one, even two, even three? Can you explain?
Because I have used some conditions, it's even number, odd number, which can be
Just a
divided by
minute.
like that.
Let me try to map it over here. Okay. So even one, even two, even three, even four, two. But if like we are having modulus division, if we are dividing uh, performing modulus division by 2, and if we are getting 0, then that is the even number. So why these particular conditions are even to 1 and even 2 and even 3?
Means it doesn't matter. Means I have given a number of even, but the conditions are different for different rows. First is for
So
even number, second
for
one
this
is
particular list, okay, so for this particular list, if like,
first one is which is even. Second one which can be divided by 13. Third one is for odd, and fourth one is which can be divided by 4.
okay, okay, okay. So try to mention like the variable name is not as per
Right, right, right,
your query, as per your condition.
right.
That is not, you can say, mapped with the requirement. Okay, okay, that is fine. Like we can do this. So probably you are having certain idea about the anonymous functions, right?
Yes.
Okay, that is fine. Let me check. So fruit length, shorted fruit length, key, exo, that is fine. Find the max of number. Is it giving me the outcome? Who has given
It is
this?
given.
Rahul.
Yes, yes.
Let me check this one. So lambda x. Have you tried to execute this,
It is working
Rahul?
in my system. It is working in my system. I think
It is
you left
working.
some part.
Okay. So inside fruits you have defined.
Fruits key. Actually, it is giving the output that it is with the max like
Hmm. Where this number came into the picture? Where you have utilized number?
oh actually
Hmm?
it is not actually it is working in previous variable actually.
For what it
Okay,
is
let
working?
me try it. Yeah, it is
Hmm.
working like that. It is if the length of the any length of the any
That is
fruit is
working with respect to fruit. That is
yes,
working.
yes, it is working for the fruit, I think. Okay, let me
Hmm.
try it again.
Okay, okay. Try to do it. Huh?
Fine, fine.
Guys, what about the last one? Try to focus and try to do it. Huh?
Can you please try this one?
Hmm. Have you shared?
Uh,
Okay. That will work. Huh? That will work definitely. Hmm. Okay, huh, that will work. Print now max is not printed. 50, huh? We are able to get 50, yes. I was thinking 50 is not available. Huh? Okay, so that will work. Huh?
I have
So
tried
probably.
in the system.
Mhm. So this is the last, you can say, program with respect to hands-on practice onto the anonymous function. I'm going to share certain assignment with you all, and that will give you certain insight. Huh? So if anybody else, anybody others are having any, you can say, input with respect to this particular question, then they can share. Or if someone is having any doubt, then we can discuss onto the doubt with respect to anonymous function. Any query, friends, with respect to anonymous function? This is a little bit tough, to be very frank, from what we have learned so far. And this is, I think, the normal one, because like something, say, new has been started. We have started our journey. Certain up and downs will come, but the main thing is that we need to keep the pace, and we need to do the practice more and more. We will be able to do. So we have gone through with these particular simple programs, and some of you have participated, you can say well. If you are having any doubt, you can ask any doubt onto these anonymous functions and all these particular things. What I'm saying again and again, these particular things will be utilized in Spark. Okay, so you need to pay attention, you need to focus, you need to do the practice, and these are good from the developer's perspective as well. These are going to increase the modularity of code, and the overall lines from the code perspective has been reduced. So anonymous functions are good to have in our code. Anurag, Vandana, Shivam, Raj Babu, Rahul Singh, Rohit. Any doubt, anything, any confusion that is there in your mind, anything that you are not able to digest, anything that is going above your head.
Need some exercise so that we can raise questions if found any.
Yeah, it will take some time definitely to, you can say, digest the entire content. But the practice will be the game changer. If you are going to do the practice more and more, you will be able to get the idea. Yes, Vandana, you were trying to say something.
Yes, sir. I want to check
Mhm.
with you, why do we need to use lambda function with max? Like max will directly give the maximum number from the list. So what are the cases where
Actually,
we might need to use?
the main thing is that, like, if you this is like in order to give you the idea of lambda functions. Although, like, the operations what we have done, we are having direct, you can say, functions, like short can do the shorting onto the list, but we have gone through with anonymous function in order to do that particular task, right? The entire stuff is with respect to give you an idea how the lambda function will work, right? You can do the sum by just writing the, you can say, simple program print a plus b. You will be able to get that, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
So the
Okay.
entire stuff is to give you the idea. Shorting, you can do the shorting just by applying the short function, right? So you can do that with, you can say, standalone functions. There is no need to, you can say, like, deep down into these particular things, but like we need to have the idea because these things will be utilized in our future coding, right? So entire stuff was to give you an idea. Okay, so let me proceed with presentation, what we are having inside the presentation. So over here in the inside the presentation, what we are able to see, we are having, say, the syntax, how we can define a lambda function, and we are having certain examples like how you will be able to work with lambda functions. Okay, I am going to share this particular notepad with you all, and that will give you more, you can say, insight, and will share certain questions as well. So you need to practice onto that. Then moving further, we are having the concept of local variable and global variable. So once we are writing the functions, then local variable and global variable, these are playing a, you can say, critical role. Just a minute, give me a second. Okay, so we were talking about local variable and global variable. The next topic is local variable versus global variable. Okay, so if something is defined outside the function, then that will be the global variable. Let me take an example, say total equal to say 0, and say we have a function def, then say function 1, and say we are having certain function shoot, and then we are having say total over here as well, and total equal to say a plus b, whatever, z plus b. So this will be say internal variable, and that will be, you can say, global variable or local variable as well. Okay, so once you are writing down the code, then definitely you need to define certain variables and you will be utilizing functions and all. Then you need to utilize your mind in order to declare a particular variable. Is it the global one or is it the local one? Okay, so global one, like that will be sitting outside the function, and local variable that will be sitting inside the function. Let me copy this particular simple example over here and give you the insight. So over here, like the total equal to 0, so that is the global variable, because this is defined outside the function, and inside this particular function we are having two arguments, argument 1 and argument 2, and we just want to uh, the function name is sum, and over here what we are going to perform, the sum of two variables sum. So total equal to arg1 plus arg2, and this will be the local variable, and then we are printing the total. So we are trying to print total. So over here what will be printed, that will be the local variable, and outside this function body what will be printed, that will be the global variable. So just have a look onto this and you will have the better idea. So new Python file and say local versus global variable. Let me paste this. This is the simple code, so I tried to copy and paste it over here only. So def, this is the function that we have defined in order to calculate the sum, and this is the local variable that we have defined, and we are trying to print the value of that local variable, then returning total. This will be with respect to this local, and that will be with respect to the global, the upper one. Total is not defined. So total equal to say 0, that is global variable. Global variable. Let me try to print this. So say we have passed 10 and 20, and it is going to print like, say inside the function total it will be 30, and outside the function total it is calling the variable which is defined outside the function. Okay, so once we are you can say defining something outside the function, so it will be the global variable, and inside the function that will be limited to this particular function only. Okay, outside this particular function it will not have any scope. So these particular things you need to keep in your mind, like which variable will be declared as a local variable, or which variable will be acting as a global variable. Global variable will be defined as tuple basically, because like if they have defined, then someone will not be able to change the value. You can think in this way, like I'm having certain kpi thresholds, so I just declare that particular variable. Say I want to have cssr call setup success rate, that is say 99.5. I want to have that particular, so I can declare it and it will be available throughout the entire code. Say we are writing the code for a particular application which is going to, you can say, calculate and check the cells which are meeting or having the kpi cssr that is greater than 99.5. So we can declare and different, you can say, function that you can utilize that particular variable, and we will be able to get the outcome. You can think in this way. Say I'm just defining it, say cssr, that is say 99.5. This is one variable that I have declared, and say we are having def for 2g cssr calculation cal, that is for 2g, and in the same format, like we are having for say 3g, say for 4g. Okay, say we are having different technology, and with respect to different technology, I'm going to utilize certain curly bracket over here. So it will say, it will be going to define, say, for the understanding perspective only, like this is for 2g, this function should for 2g, this is for 3g. Okay, and however, like inside the world of Python, these curly brackets are not making any sense for starting and, you can say, closing of the function. So indentation is required. Indentation will work over there. So curly brackets will not have any sense. But for the understanding, to give you certain insight, like how things will happen, how things will work, I have just utilized these particular curly brackets over here. So CSSR is one value that is you have defined globally. So this 2G function calculate the CSSR for 2G, and it will take the reference for the global variable. And say if meeting, then it is going to provide the outcome. In the same fashion, this 3G function will work. In the same fashion, the 4G function will work. But say for 2G, say you are having CSSR, say 99 point 98 point or 99, so you can define it locally. And say for 3G, you can have, you want to have the CSSR that is say 99.75, so you can declare it locally. And for 4G itself, say if you want 99.5, so the global one, it will work with the global one. So that's the, you can say, physical you can say usage, or uh, the use case with respect to the global variable and local variable. Based upon usage, based upon the use case that we are having, we need to we can declare variables. But the main thing is that the variable which is declared within the function, that will have the limited scope. It will be used for this particular function only. We can't say for 3G like we can have cssr 99.5. Okay, it can't be, because this 99.99 CSSR is declared inside the function of 2G CSSR. Okay, hope you are able to get the idea. Just ask if you are having any doubt. Local variable versus global variable. Anurag, Gaurav, Rajbabu, Rahul, Rohit, Vandana, Shivam. Any confusion
Oh,
with
clear.
respect to local variable and global variable? Yes?
No, it's clear.
Okay, okay. So this is for the definition perspective only. Yeah. So this is what we are having with respect to local variable and global variable. Huh? Okay. NumPy. Yeah. NumPy. Okay. So this is a library inside Python, and like if you want to work with a multi-dimensional array, then you can utilize this particular library. Just a minute. Okay. So NumPy, sometimes it is also called number Python. So NumPy, once you need to work with multi-dimensional array, and you can say specific operations, say Fourier transform, shapes, uh, manipulation, linear algebra, random number generation. If you want to perform these particular mathematical related operation, then this NumPy is playing a very critical role. How you can utilize this particular library? Just you need to, you can say, first you need to install it. It probably not install in your case. If it is not installed, just proceed with the command pip install numpy. Then this particular library will be installed in your machine, and then you can utilize it. How you will be able to utilize? You just need to import this particular library. Import numpy. You can give any alias to this particular library. Say numpy, import numpy as np. Okay, let me check out. In our case, is it available or not? So let me create another Python file and say numpy and say import numpy. Okay, so it is available in my, you can say, machine. So if it is not installed, then it will throw error like no module named numpy. But it is there inside my machine. It is not throwing any error. It is not like highlighting any error. So I can proceed with just import one only. Yeah. And we are having certain, you can say, functions. Say what I told, like if you need to work with multi-dimensional array, then okay. So import numpy, and I'm just using np.array. This is an array, and I'm trying to print the array. Let me try to execute it, and it will throw certain errors. So np, np is not defined. I have used np, although like during the, you can say, compilation time, the Python is not throwing any error. But once I'm going to execute it, so the interpreter is going to throw errors like np is not it is not defined. So what I need to do, I need to use alias as np. Okay, np. And now if I'm going to execute it, so np dot array. Just a minute. Numpy 1 2 3 4 5 and print array. Okay, just a minute. It should be there. Mm-hmm. Terminal. This piece of code was working properly. So let me try to execute this at this moment. Module numpy, that is fine. File numpy is not having. Numpy dot array. Mhm. Name numpy is not defined. What is the issue? Numpy is throwing error in PyCharm. I need to check it. So no module and numpy. Meanwhile, we can check work onto the Jupyter notebook. Python 3, and I'm going to paste the same code over here and it will work. Import numpy as np. That has been executed. Okay, so inside the PyCharm it is throwing certain error. Okay, np.array. Yeah. So np.array, it is working perfectly over here. I tried different variation, but these particular things are not, it is not taking, probably like the library numpy is corrupted. So let me try to restart. Probably after restart it will work, because I have installed the numpy. It was not throwing error, but it can be because of the unavailability of library. Okay, so what we are able to see over here, uh, we have imported the numpy library, and we have defined an array with the help of numpy library. Np.array, that is the numpy array. And what I told, like, once you need to work with multi-dimensional array, then numpy is playing a critical role. This is known as number python as well. Okay, and it is useful during certain mathematical related operations, like you need to calculate the Fourier transform, linear algebra, and certain scientific operations you need to perform. So it is playing a critical role at that moment. So let me try to use it, rerun this particular code over here. NumPy current file. Still it is throwing error, huh? So I need to check, well, like inside why inside the PyCharm this particular numpy library is not working, huh? I will check it, but meanwhile we can do the practice onto the Jupyter notebook. Jupyter notebook is also
Yeah, sure,
another
sure. Same
IDE.
here. Same in PyCharm. It is not showing for me as well. And while running in Jupyter, so it's running.
Yes. So it might be like certain configuration related stuff. I need to check it. Okay, I need to check it. I will check it and I will resolve it. That is not a big problem. I need to check it. Why this is not working over here. So that can be checked. No need to worry. That will take some time. I will check it. Like why this PyCharm ID is not having, not working with NumPy. Let me, probably like others will would have faced this issue. NumPy is not working in PyCharm. So previously, no module named NumPy import error. So Stack Overflow. Let me check onto the Stack Overflow. Import NumPy on PyCharm. I am so, like others had also faced this particular issue. So using PyCharm traditional miniconda, I have this particular command. So there will be certain solution. Okay, so I will check it. No need to worry, and that will start working. So
So
meanwhile we
can
can
you
do the
check,
practice. Uh-huh.
can you go to file once
Mm-hmm.
on the top files and settings, and here interpreter
Yeah, I have checked that interpreter with respect to project now. Okay, it is
Yeah,
there. It is
it
there.
is there. Okay.
Yeah. So like once you are configuring PySpark, configuring with respect to PySpark in PyCharm IDE, so interpreter related stuff you need to do. Probably inside the presentation, if you have gone through with this presentation or recording, so over here I have mentioned this particular step. Let me try to open this. So interpreter related stuff is there. I have done the configuration. PyCharm. So this is what like with respect to interpreter, like add interpreter and all. These particular
Okay.
things have been done, right? And this
Okay, sir.
is
Thank you.
applicable to all. Mhm. So what we were checking on. So this is you can say an array, okay, and like we can check the dimension of this particular array. Say print array, and that is we are having array dot endim, array dot endim. So in order to check the dimension of this particular array, so this is one dimensional array, that is fine. Now we know it very well, that is one dimensional array. We are having another operation, say shape. Okay, what is the shape of this particular array? So we are having 1 2 3 4 5 element in this particular array. This is one dimensional, and if it is two dimensional, so probably like we will have the another, you can say if this is 5 cross 2 5 cross 3 whatever, so shape is will be printed over here. Then size, so size of this particular array, array dot size. Okay, so size is 5 elements. Then uh, shape is like row into column, sorry, column into row, so we are having 5 columns, and you can say one row only, so 5 comma 0, 5 comma dash, so only single row is there, shape is this one. Size is say elements in this particular array. Then data type is there, d type, so we can check the data type of this particular array, that is integer 32. And we are having certain other, you can say, operation item size, item dot item size. Okay, so item size is 4, like indexing 0 1 2 3 4. So with respect to that, we are having these particular things. Let me try to check what are the other different operation. Shape, type of array. Okay, so type of array we can try to check. Type of array, type of array. Okay, so type of array, this is of numpy nd array. Then so okay, so indexing of array, that is started with 0. Okay, so indexing started with 0, so array of 0, print array of 0. So it is going to print the first element. Okay, so indexing, what I told, started with 0. So at the 0th index we are having 1, so that is mentioned over here. Replacing elements, if a of 1, like onto the index 1, we are going to change it to 5, so you can change it. Just you need to like a equal this one, this array of the position equal to this particular element, you can assign this particular value. Let's check it over here. So array, This is the array what we are having, and onto this particular position if you want to have value 10, so array, this is the index, which index I need to have 0 1 2, onto second index what I want 10, so I can do this, and let me try to print array. So onto the second index we will be having the value 10 now. So that is possible size, shape we have seen, and what else? Replace. Okay, over here like we can define array, say arrange 7, so it is going to provide me a range, so a range like 0 to 7, it will be going to provide uh, an array with 7 elements starting with 0 to 6, like 7 elements will be there. And over here this is, you can say row into column, so np dot ones, so numpy dot ones, like I'm going to create an array that will be having, you can say, 2 rows and 3 columns, and the value will be all ones, all zeros. Okay, that is np dot i3, that is going to provide me the identity matrix. So probably you know it very well, this is the identity matrix of 3 cross 3. Okay, then np dot full 3 comma 2 and uh, of 7. So over here what I'm going to do, I'm going to create an array of, you can say, 3 rows 2 columns, and the value will be 7, so these are some simple basic operations, let me try to do these operations, this is the, you can say, good one, say I'm going to create an array of 3 rows 2 columns, and the value will be 7, so 3 rows 2 columns, and the value is 7, np dot full, np dot I, that is going to create the identity matrix, so np dot I, and I, like if I want to have 4 cross 4 identity matrix, so it is going to provide me this one, okay, 3 cross 3, like up to over here, 2 cross 2 up to over here, so it is going to provide me the identity matrix. The main thing is that, like, we are having different functions inside the numpy array, and based upon the use case that we are going to have, we can utilize these particular functions. Moving further, say we are having, I'm going to share this particular presentation. Okay, you just need to do the practice accordingly, and you will be having the insight, of this numpy. Okay, line space and name, that is dimension of this particular array. Then we are having joining of 2 arrays, like how you can perform the joining of 2 arrays, so this is important, Okay, we are having array 1, that is 1 2 3, and we are having array 2, that is 4 5 6. And what we want to do, we want to, you can say, perform an operation like concatenation. Okay, like we want to join this array 1 and array 2. We are going to concatenate. This is the simple stuff, or the same stuff what we have seen inside in case of strings, so in case of string, like it is going to say, if I'm having, say, str1 equal to, say big data, and str of 2, that is, say, analytics, and if I'm going to perform string 1 plus string 2, what will be the output? What will be the output? String 1 plus string 2.
Big data
What will
analytics.
be the output? What will be output? Any guess?
Big data analytics.
Big data analytics. So that is fine, big data analytics. So in the same fashion like this, you can say concatenation operation is working over here. Whatever we are having in array one, okay, that has been concatenated with array two, and we have utilized the concatenate function over here. Okay, so this is mentioned over here. Okay, so these are basic, you can say, numpy operations that we are having. Like you can go through with these particular operations, and these particular operations will be utilized in our day-to-day work. Okay, we will be once we will be working on to arrays, and at that moment these particular function will be called, and we will be able to perform our operation. So you just need to go through with all of these particular functions, and you will have the idea. The next stuff, like the date and time, what we want to have from the Python perspective, and what we need to learn from the Python perspective, that is date and time. And for this we are having a module inside Python, that is date and time. So import date, import time. We are having different classes. I will give you an idea. So just import date and time, and date. Okay, so let me first try to run it. So date and time is a library inside Python. If you want to work with date and time related stuff, then you need to utilize this particular library. And why we need to have this particular, why, what is the need? Basically, like once we will be dealing with files, say CSV file, Excel file, and at that moment we will be having data with respect to date and time. So at that moment these particular libraries will be required. Same thing will be, you can say, replicated in Pyspark or Spark as well. Once we will be having data with respect to time series, then these particular libraries with respect to date and time will be utilized. We are having different libraries. Say say date is there, time is there, date time is there, time delta is there. Then time zone is there. Okay, tz info, time zone info is there, time zone is there. So different libraries are there inside Python, and these are required in order to deal with time series data, or the data where we are having time related information like day, month, year. Okay, so such type of data will be dealt with these particular libraries. And just have a look. Say can we are having, say, a particular library named calendar. So calendar, let me try to paste it over here, calendar dot isleap. So calendar dot, so inside the world of Python, say calendar, let me try to first import calendar and try to think over here. Okay, so once you press like dot and then tab key, then it is going to share the input with respect to the available sub functions into this calendar library. Yeah, like say month, main, then leap and all, Sunday. Okay, Tuesday. So these are the different sub functions, and one of them is, say, is leap. Is leap, and you can say provide the year. Is leap. Okay, so 2023 is not a leap year. So what I want to say, this particular library, date, time, different libraries are there. Once we are having data, time series data, then we need to utilize, and it might be possible, say, in your data you are having, from one data source you are having information, say dd YYY, and in data source 2 source 2 you are having information like dd YY. Okay, so, and you need to club the data from these two sources. How you will be able to do? With the help of these particular date and time libraries, we are having certain formatting. So just have a look. Different libraries are there. Different libraries are there. So date is going to classify date in year, month, and day format. Then we are having time. So time, date time dot time, it is going to give me the outcome hours, minutes, seconds, microseconds, time zone. Okay, and for these particular information will be there. Then date time, okay, date time, year, month, day, hour, minute, seconds. So this particular information will be there. So based upon the data that you are dealing with, you need to import and utilize the respective library. Time delta, zone information, time zone. Okay, so as per your use case, you need to utilize this particular library, and you need to perform the different operations. You will be able to perform the different operations. So that's it for the day. From my side, these like numpy and time zone, these are the basic, you can say this is the basic stuff that we need to have the knowledge about these particular things. And from the next, you can say session, in the next session we will be discussing about pandas. That is the very important library from the Python side. And over here we will be dealing with the different files that will be, you can say, that will be stored in your machine. We will be try to import it, we will try to perform certain operations, and then store the output onto the disk. So those particular things will be performed with the help of pandas library. And once we are having the basic knowledge about all of these libraries and Python basics, then we will start our journey with Pyspark. So on next Saturday we will be discussing about pandas library, and from Sunday onwards, like, we will be going to start our journey on to Spark. And that is, you can say, the mandatory stuff. This is the additional stuff that we are covering over here, because we need to code inside PySpark. That's why we are going through with Python basics. And from the basic perspective, like, these particular things are more than enough. And rest of the things that will be utilized, say certain other stuff is there from the Python perspective. So once we will be covering PySpark, at that moment those particular things will be covered. We need to deep dive into the world of PySpark. Okay, and Python is required, because, like, we will be coding inside PySpark. So PySpark is based upon Python. Lots of things like importing libraries and data types and all. Okay, those particular things will be helpful for us. That's why we are going through the basics of Python. So that's it from my side for the day. If you are having any doubt, you can ask, friends. Gaurav, Anurag, Vandana, Shivam, Rahul, Rohit.
No,
Okay,
I'm good.
yes, Anurag, I will share the presentation. Hope you are enjoying the session. All of you.
Yes, yes, yes.